Commissioner Lumagi.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, members of the Blue Ribbon Committee. To everyone, good morning. I have no prepared statement, but first let me recognize that or let me acknowledge that itong issue po na ito ay talagang malaking bagay, and from the very beginning when I was appointed in 2022 November, that was the first thing that pinag-isipan po natin na i-address po yan. That's why when I started in 2022, I crafted my approach in BIR into 4 pillars, which are: number 1, integrity and professionalism of the institution and its employees. Yan po yung isang pangunahing programa na inilatag po natin. And number 2, of course, in conjunction with the excellent or bringing about the integrity and professionalism of the institution, we focused also on the digitalization program of the BIR. That would focus also on the integrity and professionalism as well as give excellent taxpayer service. Kaya naman po dun sa pangatlong programa po na inilatag po namin ay yung pagbibigay ng magandang serbisyo sa ating mga kababayan na nagtatransact sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno ng BIR. At pang-apat po, of course, to level the playing field dahil ito pong fearless and aggressive enforcement activities which are meant not just to collect taxes from the big-time tax evaders. Again, ang naging focus po ng mga task force at ng mga ginawa po natin na paghabol sa mga tax evaders ay ito pong mga malalaking mga negosyante na napatunayan po natin na nag-evade ng mga taxes. That's why we went all-out war. We waged all-out war against illicit trades and all these illicit traders. And this is also, again, as I've mentioned, not just to collect taxes from these big-time tax evaders, but also to protect the legitimate taxpayers and legitimate businesses, because we want to level the playing field. Gusto po natin na ipakita sa ating mga negosyante na kapag kayo po ay nagnenegosyo ng tapat, ay mas magiging maayos ang pagnenegosyo ninyo at tutulungan ng BIR. Yan po yung naging focus ng stint ko po as BIR commissioner. That's why ang naging resulta naman po kahit paano, of course, I'm recognizing that there's a big problem that still exists and needs to be addressed. But in that course po, marami po tayong na nakasuhan ng mga big-time tax evaders. Ilang daang milyon po ang mga nakolekta natin from them. And also, in the history po, malaki po yung naging collection. We in the past for the past 20 years, ngayon lang po na-attain noong 2024 na-attain ng BIR ang collection target set by DBCC. At yan po ay resulta ng ating magandang pangongolekta ng buwis. And also we were likewise recognized by different several agencies like yung pong civil service na we were given a plaque of recognition for outstanding performance in complaints resolution and compliance in 2024 and 2025. We were also given a plaque of recognition by the Careers Executive Service Board for attaining 100% efficient and effective management of our agency. At yung amin pong resolution rate ng mga complaints, 888, 100% resolution rate. At pinapakita lang po natin na nung panahon po natin ay we take all these complaints seriously and we always act on all these complaints. And all of these complaints, again, as patunay po na inaaksyonan po natin ang naging decisions po at resolutions and formal charges na itala po nung panahon ko po ay mahigit 132 cases, including mga nagsagawa rin po tayo ng mga entrapment. Meron po tayong pinakulong ng mga BIR employees. Patunay po na inaaksyonan po natin lahat ng mga willing magsumbong po sa atin ay pinapanagot po natin. So again, with all these, makakaasa po kayo, kaisa niyo po ako nung na i-recognize ito, and I will really do my best and will help this committee shed light on all of these issues, and hopefully this will be solved because it really needs resolving. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Kim Inares.
I don't have an opening statement.
Bigyan nyo na kami ng yung sinabi kong walkthrough sa process.
No,
Paano ba halimbawang nakakita tayo na target tayo ng isang taxpayer? Wag na muna yung voluntary, ano? meron tayong targeted, paano tayo nagsisimula at paano tayo tatapos?
Yeah, I just want to make clear, no, the letter of authority is important for enforcement, no. Although 98% of the collection of BIR is voluntary and only 2% is from all these assessment, that letter of authority push behavior of compliance, no. So yun ho, yun hindi ho pwedeng mawala yung takot. Kasi marami hong hindi nagbabayad, no? Meron study na we have not collected more than 1 trillion pesos, no, from tax evasion and all those things, no? So the letter of authority is important. I can only discuss the process during my time because they have changed it through the
Nevertheless,
years.
so we can also compare how it evolved
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah, during my time, the first thing I did is I removed TVNs. Yung tax
Pala isa,
verification.
meron kaming glossary of terms na very confusing. NOD, PAN, FAN, FDDA, FLD, so many
Yeah.
terms. So baka pwedeng isama
Dati,
nyo na sa enlightenment namin yan.
Before, the BIR investigate using 2 instruments, no? Actually 3. A letter of notice, which is when we compare, di ba, may BOT system tayo. So yung mga taxpayer, binibigay ho yung mga data, so kino-compare namin yung purchases, sales ng bawat taxpayer. Kung may discrepancy, sinusulatan namin, sinasabihan namin sila, no contact audit ito, no? Hindi namin sa pinupuntahan, sinusulatan lang namin na parang may diferensya ho yung nire-report nyo. Pwede ba explain nyo o kaya i-support nyo? So yun ho yung letter notice. Pangalawa, letter of authority. Yan ho yung issue na pinag-usapan ngayon, no? Yun yung LOA. No? So, yan ho, kung walang LOA, walang letter of authority, hindi ho pwedeng pumunta yung tao ng BIR dun sa taxpayer at hindi niya pwedeng buksan yung mga libro ng taxpayer. So, importante yung letter of authority kasi yan yung, but parang sa police, kung wala kang search warrant, wala kang warrant of arrest, hindi ka pwedeng pumunta dun sa tao. So, kailangan mo ng letter of authority. Yung mission order naman ho, MO, yung initial na MO, usually this is issued because you want to do surveillance, no? So, meron kang suspecha na hindi ho siya i-issue ng resibo, hindi niya nire-report lahat. So, magbibigay ka ngayon ng mission order, pwede mong tayuan sa tabi yung kahera, no? So, bawat transaction, yung BIR naglilista.
Anong basic difference ng LOA sa commission order?
Yung mission order is gusto mong
Specific.
yeah, you're physically there looking at the transaction, no? There, when the customer comes in, bale, may kahera, nandito yung BIR na tao. So, namo-monitor niya, kung gagawin niya ng 3 days, so di makikita niya lahat na 3-day transaction, i-compare niya dun sa nire-report. So kung ni-report niya sa 3-day, kakatayo niya doon is 100 million yung pumasok. Tapos tinignan niya yung nire-report niya, 10 million lang. Bakit ganyan? No? So yan yung mission order. Tsaka
Mr. Chairman, sino nag-i-issue ng mission order?
RDO at saka regional director ho ang nag-i-issue ng mission order. Hindi naman ho yan ang commissioner.
Regional. So,
Huh?
hindi commissioner, di ba?
Hindi.
Yung regional or
RDO, Revenue District Officer.
Revenue District.
Tapos may dati may TVN, Tax Verification Notice. Ito ho, ini-issue rin ho dati ng RDO lang, no? So parang pwede rin itong instrument to audit. So during my time kasi meron kaming letter of LAM meron kaming system, kung mag-i-issue ho yung regional director and RDO ng letter of authority, papasok sila sa sistema na sasabihin niya mag-i-issue niya sa letter of authority. Tapos from there, yun ho mag-print out nun papel. Yung papel na accountable form, no? At saka yung sistema na yan, i-input mo yan doon kung sino yung examiner na mag-o-audit. Tapos lalagay mo rin doon ano yung resulta ng PAN, Preliminary Assessment Notice. Ano yung resulta ng FAN, Final Assessment Notice. Tapos may kung settlement, ano yung settlement? 0605 yun, no? Yung form ng BIR 0605, that's the payment. So all of that, you will put in that system. So yun ho, yung pag-monitor ho ng national office sa field sa lahat na nag-i-issue ng letter of authority. Dahil may sistema ng ganon, wala sa TVN, tinanggal ko ho yung TVN para isa na lang letter of authority, no? Para namomonitor ng office ko, no? ng commissioner's office. So yun ho yung proseso ng pag-o-audit. Ang saka isa rin hong dapat hong monitorin, di ba? Ang problema kasi ngayon, yung LN, yung letter notice na no contact audit, sinabi ho ng Supreme Court na hindi ho pwedeng mag-assess dahil from LN. Kailangan lang letter of authority. Kaya siguro napapansin nyo sa isang taon, 4 na LOA ang nai-issue kasi yung dating LN, ini-issuean nila ng letter of authority. No? So, nagba-back return kayo every quarter. So, 4 na quarter yan. So, letter of authority mo, 4.
Wala bang limitation ng pag-issue ng LOA to a particular individual or entity?
No, during my time, I issued a audit plan, no? And in it, there's a specific provision that said you can only audit a taxpayer 2 consecutive years. Kung kung gusto mo siya i-audit ng 3rd year, kailangan sabihin mo na may fraud. May discrepancy ng malaki, no? Tsaka yung assessment mo malaki. Kasi kung hindi malaki, tatanungin ka, bakit yan ang pinili nyo? Ang dami-daming ibang taxpayer. Bakit siya ulit? Ang liit naman yung kinokolekta nyo. So in 2015, I issued an audit program where there's a specific provision that you cannot audit a person 3rd consecutive time, except if you can say there's fraud. Kasi we allow the second.
In 1 year? Oh, let's say in 1 year. How many times can
There's no limit in no, kasi ang nangyayari sa kanila ngayon, mag-issue sila ng 1st quarter VAT letter of authority, 2nd quarter letter of authority for VAT, 3rd quarter letter of authority for VAT, 4th quarter VAT letter of authority. Tapos nun, yun mga hindi, tapos may 5th, yung year na yan, all other taxes na letter of authority. So, pag binilang mo yan, 5 na yan. Diba?
In 1 year?
Yeah, pwedeng 5 in 1 year dahil doon sa sistema na yan. Kasi nga sabi ng
5 in 1 year para sa isang taxpayer
yeah,
lang.
pwedeng 5 in 1 year the way
Diba?
it is done now.
Diba? Parang feeling haras na yung individual.
Yeah.
O yung,
So, kasi dati, nagle-letter notice lang ho kami na sinasabihan lang namin yung taxpayer. Alam nyo, may ni-report kayong purchase. Pero yung sinabihan nyo na binilahan nyo, hindi naman nagre-report ng sales. So, explain nyo nga bakit ganyan. No contact audit yan. Kaya lang, the Supreme Court said you cannot do that. I think one of the legislative reform that should be done, because we're all pushing toward digitalization, and globally, it is the move is also to non-contact audit. So
related question, how is a LOA served at saka where is it served?
it is served in the place of business of the taxpayer.
Not in any other place.
Yeah, not
Eh, yung
in
iba
any-
kasi sa mall eh. Sa mall, sa restaurant. Kung saan magsalubong, doon na lang ini-issue. Pwede ba yun?
Dapat it's in the place,
Dapat in
of,
the place
business,
of business.
where he said his place of business.
So outright, kung sinerve ito sa mall, nakipag-meet sa mall, nakipag-meet sa restaurant, may violation.
Yeah, because that you are supposed to serve
Subject
it
to
in the place
administrative-
of business.
Subject to administrative sanction. kaagad.
It can be, yeah, because you're not serving it properly.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the place of business at wala naman yung boss, pwede mo naman iwan dun sa manager. Diba? So,
But that
yun,
makes it suspicious, ano? Bakit sa mall magkikita?
at saka kung hindi niyo siya makikita sa place of business, paano niyo siya nakita sa mall?
Eh,
Yung
kung ayaw tanggapin.
Ha?
You're bringing it to the place of business. Ayaw tanggapin.
Then you do an affidavit that I served it and they did not want to accept it. So there's deemed service. You know, there's a way. Pero yung sa
Segue lang
mall,
sandali kay Commissioner Lumagi. Mali pala yung nagawa niyo, dito niyo naserbihan si Diskaya ng LOA.
Mr. Chair, first of all, kung pwede lang po i-clarify lang po yung na-mention kanina na 4 na LOA per quarter, valid for a year. Hindi po ganun ang ginagawa, 2 lang po ang maximum for VAT because ang batas namin semestral po. So a maximum of 2 and then for large taxpayers, 1 lang po yan sa 1 taon ang VAT audit. So wala pong 4 po ang VAT na LOAs na nangyayari po.
So
Mr.
yun na
Chair.
yung evolution, ano? During the time of Commissioner Kim, hanggang 5 po pwede. So nag-evolve
Kasi po
ito
ang
during
pagkakasabi po
hindi
ngayon.
ho kami nag-issue ng 5. We're
Nandito
not,
kanina, parang umabot ng 5 eh.
hindi, sabi ko, pwedeng umabot sa 5 ngayon dahil doon ho sa ruling ng Supreme Court. Kasi every quarter nagpa-file kayo ng VAT return, tapos every quarter nag-encode kayo ng summary list of sales and purchases.
So why did you limit to 2 in a year?
Dahil dyan po rin nag-consolidate semestral. So twice a year lang po talaga ang VAT. Hindi po tayo nag-i-issue ng
Tapos
4.
maximum 2. lang.
For VAT po, Mr. Chair. Yung sa regular, kasi po ang setup po kasi may regular yung Revenue District Office, sila po yung nag-i-issue ng authorized to issue LOAs for all internal revenue taxes. But meron po tayong na-create, I think, that was during because of the IMF recommendation and nagtayo po ng VAT audit section for regions dahil sinasabi po malaki ang VAT gap natin na kinakailangan ayusin para makakolekta ng VAT because at that time relatively new yung concept ng VAT kaya nag-create ng VAT audit section or VAT audit unit na tututok sa particular tax type ng VAT. That's why nag-create ng VAT section. So ang ino-audit po ng VAT audit section ay mga VAT, yung value-added tax types lang po.
Ito na yung BAT-AS at saka BATAW.
Yan po. So kaya nagkakaroon po ng ibang multiple LOAs pero magkakaiba po ang ino-audit. For Revenue District Office, yung regular all other internal revenue taxes, kapag nag-issue po ang VAT audit section, VAT lang po ang ino-audit niyan. Kaya po yan yung dinidiscuss po na multiple LOAs dahil may all internal tapos meron sa VAT po.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Hindi, just to clarify, kasi pwede naman kung hindi mo matagpuan, ano, like for example, you iniiwasan kayo ni Diskaya, pero dito na-serve mo yung LOA sa kanya.
Kasi may hearing.
May hearing eh.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Nakalagay lang naman po kasi dyan, again, as I've mentioned before, yung mga diskaya po ay hindi po talaga nila tinatanggap. In fact, we also filed the criminal case for violation of subpoena dahil hindi po talaga sila tumatanggap ng mga notices ever since when we started auditing them even last year. Dahil lahat po niyan, hinahabol po natin at nakita po natin na malaki po yung kanilang tax liabilities. That's why we were forced to serve the LOA with the permission of this office.
Mr. Chair, few
Yes,
please.
yes, for the record, I allowed it.
You requested.
Mr. Chair, ang problema ko kasi dito, former Commissioner Lumagi, and this committee, ito pong iba't ibang LOA, may VAT, may tax, iba-ibang tao ho ito Mr. Chair. Ang problema, yung negosyante, bugbog po sa kalalagay. Kasi iba-ibang tao. I-issue ng VAT dito, bukas makalawa, next month, isang VAT na naman, ibang tao na naman. Gaya po nito, nag-email ho sa atin, in a span of 6 months, we were issued 4 separate letters of authority with 3 audits still ongoing. These laws overlap in periods and tax types, causing excessive disruption to our operation. And at the same time daw, Mr. Chair, yung mga bumibisita sa kanila, kailangan pa nilang kasi para bilisan nila yung kanilang pag-audit dun sa kumpanya na yun dahil nare-disrupt yung kanilang operations, kailangan nilang maglagay ng padulas, Mr. Chair. Ito po yung problema natin, Attorney Lumagi. Yung panahon po ninyo talagang dumami po talaga. Maaring may instruction kayo na 2 lang, inabuso naman po dito sa baba kung hindi po LOA mission order because mission orders pwede lang gawin ng RD at saka RDO without your knowledge. Hindi na po sila kailangan magpaalam sa inyo. Tama po, hindi. Is this correct?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
You see? Doon po naaabuso. Yung ibang tao, ang tingin na po nila, LOA pa rin, pero mission order na ini-issue ng mga RDO, ng mga RDs po ninyo without your knowledge. Inabuso po nila. Kaya minsan, 4, 5, 6, kayo, instruction nyo, 2 lang. Sige. Pero when they issue MOs, iba pa ho yun eh. Yun ang nagiging problema, naabuso po ng panahon ninyo. Wala po kayong safety net to protect the businesses. Tama naman po, we agree. Kailangan po ng LOA para makakolekt tayo ng taxes. Unfortunately, paano naman po yung proteksyon ng negosyante from extortion? Wala po silang proteksyon. Kayo po doon sa taas niyo alam dito sa middle management po, doon nangyayari yung nakawan, Mr. Attorney Lumagi. And let me direct, Mr. Chair, if you would please, direct my question to Secretary Federico. Secretary, in my research po, we found out na 2% lang po ng taxes collected by the BIR ang na-generate ng LOA. Tama po ba ito? And 98% are voluntary po. 98% taxes collected are voluntary po ng mga businesses. Is this correct, Secretary Go?
Mr. Chair, that is correct. Roughly, it's between 2 to 2+%. Of course, it varies from year to year. So perhaps in 1 year, it could be about 2.5%. In 1 year, it could be 2.6%. And yes, Mr. Chair, that is correct, that roughly 98% of the collections are voluntary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Meron bang time na umabot tayo ng 3? Kasi ang alam kong standard, di ba, 3 to 5%. Yan ang parang internationally accepted standard. Naka-accomplish ba tayo ng 3% man lang?
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yes, please.
During my time, it's more than 3% our collection. And also, maybe just to put things into perspective, ang collection po ng, dahil maliit lang po, actually, ang primary goal po talaga ng enforcement is to keep everyone in check so that if everybody knows that they're being watched, they will voluntarily comply. That's why tumataas po ang voluntary compliance because of this mechanism. And also, again, to put things into perspective, millions po ang business taxpayers. Million po ang business taxpayers, and then more than that, yung mga registered taxpayers, not just the business taxpayers. And ang nai-issuehan po ng LOA ay less than 1% of registered business taxpayers, which result in more than 3% of the total collections. And kung titingnan pa po natin, ang total, ang less than 0.20% ang nai-issuehan ng LOA compared with the total registered taxpayers. Again, less than 0.20% ang nai-issuehan ng LOA. For again, if we compare it with the registered business taxpayers, it's less than 1%, which again results into more than 3% collection for the goal, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I direct my question now to the new commissioner? Commissioner